Hi, welcome to part 2 of our JAMB Literature in English special tutorials. Now, these questions I have for you in part 2 are the latest trending questions. The questions that are sure or very likely to appear in your JAMB assessment for the Literature in English subject. So make sure you pay attention to them. They are general literature in English questions, but these ones are continuing to appear in several reviews, several trends, several past question materials. So we come about this as our prediction for this second video. Now, as we go through it, if you have questions or you need clarifications, please ensure you use the comment section to reach out. So sit down and relax, and let's dig deep into this. Now, we go right into it. The first question: the substitution of mild and pleasant expression for harsh and blunt one is called dash. The substitution of mild and pleasant expression for harsh and blunt one is called dash. You have ambiguity. What's the meaning of ambiguity? Something that is not clear. You have climax, which is about like the highest point in a story or a play. Okay, you have peripety, you have euphemism. So euphemism is the substitution of mild and pleasant expression for harsh and blunt one, or vice versa. It's also the substitution of harsh and blunt expression for mild and pleasant one. And the option there that's correct is euphemism. Question 2. Any work of literature which sets out to instruct may be called dash. A work of literature, this is a simple and straightforward one. If you don't know it, you don't know it. So a work of literature which sets out to instruct, which is written to instruct, to teach, or to give instruction. Many of those proverbs in the book of Proverbs in the Bible. Such literature or such work is called didactic. They are didactic piece of literature. Question 3. A sonnet is a poem of dash lines. How many lines does a sonnet have? You have 14 lines, you have 10 lines, 7 stanzas, 6 stanzas. One of the great men of history who played a lot with sonnets was Shakespeare. So and sonnets have their 14-line poem. So a sonnet has 14 lines. These are also straight and forward answers. Then question 4. An antagonist is a character in a narrative who dash. Now, in a narrative, in a play or a drama or what have you, will always have two major characters, especially in drama. You have the protagonist. In Nigeria, we call them the actor and the boss. So you have the protagonist and you have the antagonist. So the antagonist is often the opposing character, the one that is fighting, just like the boss or the actor fighting the boss. So an antagonist is a character in a narrative who based on my explanation, who uses abusive language to antagonize other characters. Let's see others. Work against the interests of the protagonist. Yes, this is his major job. He is working against the interests of the lead character, of the main character, or the protagonist. That's why it says antagonist. It's antagonizing. That's where antagonizing came from. It comes from the word antagonist. Then, next question. Olu hissed, then slammed the door and dashed out screaming. Olu hissed, slammed the door and dashed out screaming. Okay, we have 2 actions. We see, 3 actions. He hissed, he slammed the door, he's out, he's screaming. So the dominant figure of speech in the above sentence is what? So we have two expressions that relates with words or sounds, and then you have action, slamming the door. So this is the dominant, therefore. This is dominant. This figure of speech here, or this expression of speech here, is dominant because we have 2 to 1. So the dominant figure of speech in the above sentence is what? You have sigma, no. Oxymoron, hyperbole. It's not hyperbolic. It's not oxymoron. So it's onomatopoeia. What's an onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeia is that figure of speech where we classify things based on sounds. Yes, things are classified based on sounds. So Olu hissed, slammed the door, and dashed out screaming. Hissed and screaming is the major play of the dominant figure of speech there in this expression. So, and that is a characteristic of onomatopoeia. Right? Good. Question 6. For I have known them all already. Okay? For I have known them all already. Known them all. I have known the evenings, mornings, and afternoons. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. Oh, that's sad. The tone in this line suggests what? Let's see. The author's desire to accomplish more in life. No. No. Anxiety and tension. No. Tediousness and boredom. You can see. At least we can pick option C from here. Okay? I've seen everything. I've seen everything. That's what it means simply. See, finish. I've seen everything. See, I've seen the evening, I've seen the morning, I've seen the noon. I've measured everything. I've seen everything. I'm tired. Nothing triggers me. Nothing is new to me. So the person, the writer or the speaker here is bored. He's bored with the current event of things. Okay, we have seen everything all. So we can say boredom. Boredom is the major play here. Tediousness and boredom is a major tone in those lines. Question 7. A limerick has dash. A limerick has dash. A, an honest style, humor, irony, and 7 lines. No. A limerick has 5 lines. Never forget it. So that I see 7 lines here, make this wrong. A formal and elaborate style and humor. Some things are innate that belongs to limerick, some things are not. Limerick always have humor. It has 5 lines. Then humor, rhyme scheme, and 5 lines. Yes, limerick is rhymic. So it has 5 lines. So this, let's see the last one. The stinging climax, rhyme scheme, and 5 lines. Okay, so it's option C. Humor, rhyme scheme, and 5 lines. The process of creating characters and endowing them with certain attitude is what? The process of creating characters and attributing characteristics to them or attributes to them, endowing them with certain attributes. It's simple. It's this compound word here, characterization. It can't be character because, of course, you are defining a subject, you are defining a term, and that's characterization. Even away from literature, this is the definition of characterization, giving characters to a thing. So that's what characterization, which is C. And then question 9. This question is based on bats. Okay, read the excerpt and answer the question. Bats. Okay, this question is based on bat animals. Animals called bats, bat birds, night birds. Bat creatures that hangs themselves up like a bat, okay, in an exclamation, like bat, person exclaims. Then it says creatures that hang themselves up like an old rag to sleep and disgustingly upside down. This person is angry with this animal. Okay, all of this excerpt is, well, the theme of this excerpt is, just a second, please. Okay, so that we can see that. The theme of this excerpt is A, all of the above, B, the poet's right to individual choice, C. The poet's administration of the beauty of nature. D. The poet's appalling remark about the bird. Actually, the poet is not happy with this bird. So this is appalling. This is appalling. This is appalling. Old rat. He calls the bird old rat. He called them disgusting. So he's appalled. He's appalled by the bird. So we'll definitely go with option D. Not all of the above. Right. Pardon the marker, please. Yeah. Okay. Question 10. Using the name of one thing for something else with which it is closely associated in an instance is dash. We've dealt with this question a lot of times in previous videos. So you really want to go watch many of those videos in the channel so that you have a robust understanding of this. Using the name of one thing for something else with which it is closely associated is metonymy. It's metonymy. Right, for example, now let me give an example of metonymy. Let me see. When you talk about the crown or crown, at the back of your head, you are talking, somebody can just deduce that you're talking about kingship. Right? Crown is often associated with kingship, so you can supplant or you can substitute crown in a writing or in a discussion for in reference to the king or the ruler or the chief. I mean, I'm talking about the head of that society. Good. So that's an example of metonymy. Then, next question, question 11. Which of these is the oldest genre of literature? Yes, the oldest, this aroma is not there. So the oldest genre of literature is poetry. Poetry has been before drama and prose came along. And then two of the tragic character is a person whose experiences arouse pity and what? In a play or in a work. The person whose experience arouses pity and what? As a tragic character, or a character who experiences a tragic situation. So pity and sympathy, no, because pity and sympathy are synonymical. They are related words. Pity and terror. Pity and horror. No, it doesn't have to be horror. Horror is a way bigger situation now. Pity and frustration, no. So pity and terror. A tragic situation means a terrifying situation, a fearful situation. Alright, so pity and terror would be the correct option there. 13. Okay. As virtuous men passed mildly away and whispers to their soul to go, whilst some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now and some say no. John Donne, a valediction, forbidding mourning. Okay. Now, the tone of this poem is what? This is a poem by John Donne, talking about the passing away of people passing away, good people passing away. So what's the tone of this poem? We have to take this back. Let's see what the tone of the poem is now. You have conversational, imaginative. Is it conversing? Is it conversing? Conversing means is he having a discussion, a conversation? No, it's not conversational. It's not conversational. It's not imaginative. No, we don't see any pictorial descriptions. So it's not imaginative. It's not appreciative. It's not appreciating anyone. It's having a serious thoughts. Okay, it could be soliloquy. It's having a serious thought on life, death of good men. So we'll go with serious. It's got to be serious. Then next question now. 14. Cast in a play refers to dash A. Three of the actors, a few of the actors, an exclusive social class in the play, all the actors. That's correct. All the characters in the play make up the cast. Okay, so all the actors is the correct option. 15. A panegyric poem is composed of what? Simple. A panegyric poem is composed of praise. It's a praise poem, right? It's short. It's often short. a poem that is written to praise someone. Okay, don't confuse it for ode. Okay, because so many people confuse it. So let me know the difference in the comment section. The difference between panegyric, poem, and ode. Right. Now, next one, question 16 now. The part of a play where climax approaches is known as what? Okay, I already defined or explained climax earlier. But there is a part before you get a climax. Right. For example, in physics, your vehicle is moving like this. Okay, this is your destination. You started from here. You got to the express, the highway, because by the expressway, you fired it for a while. This is your climax, right? Now, this area is the area before your climax. Right? This is the area before your climax. So what is this area called in literature? Yes, what is this part called in literature? And that is the word epitasis. Epitasis. This is the part of the play that is pre-climax, before you get to the climax, the height of events in a play, or the height of suspense in the play. 17. And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got our bags and brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they did not fear harm. In the lines above, Tom is warm because he what? And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got with our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. Some persons may call this as true. You've got to be careful to read words carefully. If you say this is true, you've given the poem you've given the line, a different meaning. So you've got to be careful. You've given this line a different meaning if you say this is true, because it does look like true. And so many people made that mistake. So though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need not fear harm. There should be a comma here. In the line above, Tom is warm because of what? Okay, so let's see. Why is Tom warm? A, he is working indoors. No, it's not because he's working indoors. It's not literal. Look at it again. Tom awoke and rose. So Tom awoke and we rose in the dark. We got our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need not fear harm. So this last line gives understanding or appreciation to this line. Okay? Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. Why was he happy and warm? Not because the morning was cold. So it's not a literal understanding. Okay? It's not a literal understanding. This helps us understand why Tom does his duties well. He does what he should do. So he's not scared of anything. Okay? He's not scared of anything at work. In the line above, Tom is warm because he's working indoors. No. He's wearing warm clothes. No. Because he's doing his duty. Because he's doing his duty well. So he's happy. He's confident because he does his duty well. Good. Now let's put it back to full screen so that we can enjoy it way better. Good. The term given to a type of incident or device which recurs frequently, something that happens frequently in literature, is what? You have concepts. Some persons will say, it will be concepts. No, the correct option is motif. Motif is a repeating theme, a repeating line, a repeating situation in a literature, a piece of literature. It's motif, right? It's the motif of that literature. And then 19, an extended fictional narrative which is realistic. It's fictional, meaning that it could be cooked up. Okay? It could be cooked up. It could be based on a real experience. It could be cooked up. Okay? Which is realistic. It's also realistic. It's known as a what? Novel. It's a novel. And mind you, extended. Okay, if it was short now, we would have said novella. Diary is a real situation. It's not fictional at all. It's a real experience, and most of the time personalized. And then 20, a government driver on his retirement is a poem of 33 lines divided into dash stanza. Now, this is a poem. This is the title. A government driver on his retirement. So, it is a poem of 33 lines. It's divided into how many stanza? The answer is what? 4 stanza. It's divided into 4 stanza. Now, I almost forgot to say, if you've watched with us up onto question 20, just show that you're enjoying this video. If you're enjoying the video, why not give the video a thumbs like and smash the subscribe button, because we are making updates to these questions. And we have several other subjects. Most of the subjects are already covered in the channel. So take your time to watch those videos and prepare yourself to smash 2026 or 2027 or 2028 or whenever time you're watching this JAMB exam. Good. Now, next question. The sides of a stage are called. The sides of the stage are where the actors will often stay, or the cast. Okay, so the sides of the stage are called what? The wings. That's what it's called. When he gave me the bottle and I opened it, I was shocked by the odor that hit my nose. I immediately cocked it again and spat on the floor. That's an excerpt from The Last Duty, written by Isidore Okpewo. The reaction in the passage above of the writer, what does it signify? Let's see it. A. Anger, protest, rejection, nausea. Nausea means what? Irritation. Okay? What is it? I'm asking you before I say the answer. He gave me the bottle, I opened it. The odor from the bottle hit my nose. I quickly cocked it up. So that showed nausea. He was irritated by that smell. Definitely the smell was a pungent, bad smell or offensive odor. So he was irritated and had to quickly cock it up. Good. Now we continue. Alright, question 23. A trilogy is a what? Or is the dash? A set of 3 one-act drama written by related authors. Series of related stories divided into 3 core parts. Sequence of 3 plays written by the same author. Collection of 3 poems of equal length. This is not there. Of 3 poems of equal length. This is not there. Okay? Now, try already tells you that it's 3 poems. Now, a trilogy is written by the same author. So that will definitely mean sequence of 3 plays written by the same author. So a trilogy is written by the same author in sequence. That's option C. Okay, moving on. One of the following writers is best known as a playwright than as a novelist. And that's who? Our own man, Wale Soyinka, is well known as a playwright. Okay? Now 26. A narrative poem must what? Preach a sermon, tell a story, describe natural scenery, argue a question. Narration is often telling a story. That's it, you are narrating something. So it's often narrating a story. So a narrative poem must tell a story, must carry us on a journey. And that journey has to be in a story. And then 26. Literature is studied as a subject at school because it exposes students to the realities of life, provides entertainment, merely gives additional work, it teaches the use of words. It's not this. Okay? It's this. Provides entertainment. That's not the purpose for teaching literature. So we'll cross it out. It exposes students to the realities of life. It's also this. So but the major point there is A, it exposes you to the realities of life, literature. Then 27, if we describe Koso Town Boy as an autobiography, okay, we mean that it is what? Okay, simply, what is an autobiography? A historical novel? No. A piece of writing telling us about the life of its author? Yes. That's what an autobiography is. An autobiography is a piece of writing telling us about the life of the author. Autobiography. What about biography? Let me know in the comment section what the biography of a person is. 28. That year, the harvest was sad, like a funeral. Many farmers wept as they dug up the miserable yams. Okay. One man tied his clothes to a tree branch and hanged himself. Oh, very sad. The mood conveyed here is one of what? Okay. In fact, even if you didn't understand all these parts, when you see hang himself, meaning someone died, it couldn't be excitement. It couldn't be joy or triumph. It's a mood of sadness. So that's what B. 29. One of the following terms apply to the discussion of both tragedy and comedy. Now, these are opposites. Tragedy shows a negative situation where it ends, like we discussed before, ends with fear, ends with terror, ends with sadness. Comedy, you laugh, you get to the climax, you laugh out loud. Okay, so but both storylines or both will end, both of them have something in common, and that is climax. The peak. When you watch comedian also, they get to the peak, then they stop. So comedy has the peak. Tragedy also has the peak. Every comedy has its peak. It might not look like a peak, depending on how good they are able to put it or plot it together. Okay, and the last question for this session. A travel log. You should know this one. What is a travel log? I should not even say the answer to this one. I shouldn't say the answer, but I'll say it. A travel log is what? A record of the writer's experience during a journey. The account of the experiences of an individual during his lifetime. No. This is something, I mentioned something like this before, but I will not say it. The account of the travails of a character in a novel. A variant of a novel written in freestyle on the writer's journey. Simple. A travelogue is a record of a writer's experience during a journey. The character, the person who is on the journey, yes, is the one who either writes a travelogue or he explains, he narrates his experience to a writer who now makes a travelogue for him. Wow. So now you have it for the 30 batch 2 questions, where we now did another good sweep of likely questions that you would encounter in your JAMB. If you don't see those questions exactly as this, they will be twisted a little bit. But like I always say in my videos, JAMB do not have time to repeat, to set new questions. 70% or more of JAMB questions are repeated from previous years. So if you watch one video every day, especially on this channel where we have more than 5-10 of literature in English videos, don't stop at JAMB. Watch that of WAEC, because it's all O-level exams. Watch that of JPEP. Make sure you soak yourself in the aqua of this knowledge. There is no way you will not beat 300 doing that. I'll see you in another video. The next video I will be making for you will be the complete roundup and summary. I will also be doing a deep delve into the literature for this year. So make sure you are subscribed and share this video. I'll see you in another one. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 types of different exams.